Hello, Jang here from JangBricks.com with a look at a summer 2014 LEGO Legends of Chima set. This is Vardy's Ice Vulture glider. It came with 217 pieces. We'll focus on the Ice Vulture glider itself first, of course, the main thing of the set. It's an interesting looking thing, bird-like, got the thin little neck on there and a nice kind of simulated small vulture head on it. I think it does a pretty decent job of just simulating the type of animal it's trying to be based on. Of course, as far as I know, this is supposed to be a mech. It is supposed to be, something that is being flown. It's not an actual animal itself, so it's not entirely organic, but it does have some of the features of organic things, such as the ability to move the head around. I mean, it's got a head to begin with, and it's got pretty good articulation there with ball joints, those smaller ball jointed pieces used there, so you can get some realistic kind of looks with it. The main wings out here can be kind of flapped and turned around. They are also on ball joints. You can rotate these. I don't think that's supposed to be intentional right there, but the main thing is just the ability to flap the wings. I guess you can kind of turn them back also. Maybe that kind of goes with that little extra rotating nature to it. This is not supposed to come out. There we go. That's what I was trying to go for, to get a little bit of a kind of a sleek, kind of dive bombing sort of look to it. That works pretty well. These feather pieces here are given to us for the first time in dark brown. First season that we've gotten those pieces in that color. We've also got the ability to move these here outward, so that gives you another kind of different look to the wings. I like all these things that you can move around. That's pretty cool. The tail can be moved up and down also. You can change those. Just a little bit of movement. We've also got some motion down here in the legs. You can move the whole leg back, and you can also articulate just the two little claws, little kind of toes here, which are in a nice transparent, actually kind of translucent light blue right there. Also in light blue are these crystals, which are kind of representing the warheads, the icy warheads, if you will, of these flick fire missiles. So you've got 4 of those. Bring these little winglets back, and that gives you access to these. They're not able to turn around or anything, but they're just always going to be facing forward. So as long as you have these inner wings kind of pulled in, that gives you access that you can fire these from behind. You know how the Chima sets are always having some sort of vehicle inside of some other sort of vehicle, or attached to, where you can detach them? Usually it's going to be something on the ground that has a flyer attached to it, so you can fly away. But this is already a flyer, and it has a flyer attached to it. So all this section back here comes off. Just pull it off, go ahead and bring those wings out, and this is supposed to be its own thing. Okay, small number of pieces. It looks fine for just a really, really small, basic flying machine. But my question is, why does a flying machine have a flying machine? Well, I guess the idea is that if this gets shot down, then Vardy will still survive and be able to fly off on this. But here's the question: why does a flying character need something to fly on that comes off something to fly on? It's a flyer on a flyer on a flyer. What? To its credit, or rather to the designer's credit, this main thing still looks good once you take the rest off. In fact, it might even look a little bit better with the rest of the stuff off, with a more just basic style of body, something that makes a little bit more sense and kind of has the high shoulders of a regular vulture and everything. But I just don't get all of the nesting of the flying in the flying in the flying. So let's move on. The good guys get this to fight against the Ice Vulture glider. What is this? Well, basically it's a chair with some fire coming out the front. Kind of like the opposite of a fire fighting apparatus. It's a fire causing apparatus. Basically it's a little bit of terrain here, And this is a chair which doesn't even really rotate. It just kind of sits right there just like that. Has some legs coming off it, and this is supposed to represent fire that can, I'm assuming, shoot much farther than you see. Because if it can only shoot as far as you see, you're never going to be able to do any harm to the bad guys with this, because they're going to be flying around, you know, the flyer on the flyer on the flyer. So you have to really use your imagination with this thing. That's where the figure is going to sit. There's no control panel, no levers or anything. I don't know, that's kind of odd. Now there is one thing that I do like about this, is that you can separate these. Now this makes a little bit more sense to me. You have just a little terrain feature here, which isn't doing much, but it kind of looks nice. And then you've got this seat. Now you can see this as being something that can hover around. It's got the kind of fire. It's supposed to represent a fiery detail underneath, you know, something glowing. Maybe you could see that as being some sort of repulsor or rocket under there or something. I can see this being something that you could actually use to fly around with. And that makes a little bit more sense to me. They don't show that on the box art or anything like that. They don't talk about that in the description, but I think that's the best way to get some real play value out of this thing. You see, you get the fire chi crystal on the back. Two minifigs with this set. Vardy, of course, the Vulture, and then Lundor, who is a leopard in yellow color here. The nice thing about Vardy with this one is that you get a really nice look at the prints with that the transparent armor, and also with both legs being opaque rather than having one being transparent like on some of them. I don't know, just the overall setup with this one makes it pretty easy to see and appreciate the prints. You've also got a print on the head there that you can see. That's looking pretty cool. And you got the kind of purplish color. One arm here is transparent, just the left arm. And then you can see some of the print on the side of the head for Lundor. Let's take a look at these from behind. There you can't really see very much, but let's take off some of the extra stuff. There we go. Now all is revealed, and you can see some pretty nice shaping, really based on the design of the lion, the face of Lundor, the secondary face there. No secondary face for Vardy or any of the ice vultures, but a nice print on the back of that torso. And here you get to look at the torsos fully and their main faces, or in the case of Vardy, the only face. So that's it for my look at this set. You know, for me, the main reason to get this set is for Lundor. The rest, I mean, it's got some interesting things about it, but it's definitely not my favorite of the LEGO Legends of Chima sets. The things look okay and they work fine, but just not that great overall. That's just my personal opinion though. Feel free to disagree or agree, that's up to you. Hit thumbs up on the video, thumbs down on the video. More importantly, leave a comment. Give your thoughts, your opinions about this set. I have many more sets to review, so I'm gonna get to work on that and bring you some new stuff to look at very soon. Stay tuned.